years old. I'm 39 years old and I have zero savings for retirement. And I don't know when I'm going to be able to start saving because my bills cost more than my paycheck. We're working 60 plus years, and we retire broke. I'm seeing videos of 80-year-olds that are too old to work, but too poor to retire. Name one person you know that's gotten wealthy throughout all their years of working. Just really think about it. Did your grandparents get wealthy from working? Are your parents wealthy from working? Are you wealthy yet from working? And my grandparents had to choose between prescriptions and food. I remember that before they passed away. I remember them having to make those choices. I know people who worked their whole life and they retired poor. They didn't get to retire because they were poor. They were too poor to retire. I don't know anybody, or I haven't personally met anybody who's created wealth from working their whole life. Let me name some people you know.
Okay, and this story is gonna be dedicated to someone. I don't want this video to be a doom and gloom. Like, I don't want this to be like a, oh yeah, my life is over, life is bad. I don't want this video to be that. Scrap that. For any of y'all that is thinking that this is that, no, it's the opposite. So for some of the videos on my channel, I talk about the realities of life. Right? It's a lot of my channel. It's about the realities of life, the reality of women, just stuff that goes on in the world, right? And I have a quick story for y'all. So I met this one guy, and I might not get the story 100% correct. His name was Don. I'm not gonna say his last name. His name was Don, right? And he was explaining to me how he used to work a job and he was working 50, 60. He was working a bunch of hours a week at the security job, I believe it was, or he was a police officer. And he knew this one guy, right, that told him that someone that they knew was selling some of the stuff that they needed, right? Just selling some items. And if he bought this piece for, I believe, 10,000, if he just give him $10,000, he can sell that, whatever it is, for $50,000 or $100,000. I forget what number it was, right? And the guy, he had a family at the time. So Mr. Don couldn't just give up $10,000 because that is life money for the family, right? So he didn't give it to him. The guy bought the piece. The guy that was telling him to buy it, that guy bought the piece from that guy. Ended up selling it, I believe, for 50,000 or something like that. And he showed him, right? Hey, I bought it. It was worth the risk, right? My whole purpose of telling that story is we're going to see videos online about people saying how living is so expensive and there's just no reason to work anymore and life is kind of just happening to us, right? But one thing we have to realize is that in this story, from what I just told y'all, the lesson was in life, if you don't take risk, you won't go anywhere. Because in life, you have to be willing to actually risk something, either for it to go good or go bad. Because taking risk isn't always going to be a good thing. It might be something that might set you back. But my whole point is, if you learn a lesson from that risk, you might be better in terms of making decisions that'll be more successful for you. And it leads me back to what he's talking about. Yes, I've never met anyone in my life that I can name that has worked a job their whole life and just worked that one job and ended up successful because of that one job's income. Right? Because when we talk about people having jobs and they start investing and they start buying stuff and they have properties and all of that stuff, that one job is not bringing in all of the other income. It's the other income that's bringing in money. Yes, it led from the actual job, right? But my point is, all of the other income is making that person the money, and that's why they're successful. Today, no, you're really not going to be, especially if you don't go to college, you're not going to be able to live off of your regular job and ended up retiring by the age of 60 or whatnot. You're going to be working your whole damn life and you ain't going to have shit. You're going to live paycheck to paycheck. But welcome to the DeMarkco effect. We get the full effect of me. That's why I said that I don't want this video to be a doom and gloom video, because oftentimes when y'all see some of my videos and y'all see it and I'm like, yeah, well, life does suck for some people. And that's the truth, because some people are really in a depression phase where they just don't think that they can get up. Because you really have to think about this. When you look at your car note, when you look at your rent, when you look at all of the other payments, maybe you got a firm or Klarna or whatever you use to get a loan to buy whatever you wanted to buy at that time, right? People don't really understand how money works, right? And it's not their fault because they haven't been taught it. So if your bills is damn near almost what you make for your whole life when you're working, you're not going to be able to make no money or save up anything. You're not going to be able to take time off. You're not going to be able to take a week off or take a day off or take 2 days off. Your life literally depends on being at work. So you're dependent on work. And it's because you kind of set yourself up in order to actually be like that. You set it up to where you make $5,000 a month, but your bills are $4,500. Right? And then we're not even talking about the unexpected expenses. Right? Maybe you don't have any other source. Maybe even after the $500, you don't realize that you still got loans that you got to pay. Life is real and your decisions matter. The reason why a lot of these people, and I'm not even going to talk shit and be like fucked up, but a reason why a lot of these people online are saying that life is so expensive is because they made a decision that they really thought at the time didn't really matter. And now it does. A lot of the stuff that we see on the internet with these people complaining about life and everything and how life used to be different back then, also, you can state the reality of it, but when you're complaining about it, there's two different things, right? Stating the reality is, yes, the dollar is not worth as much as it used to be worth. Yes, the quality of living is definitely different based on how much money you make if we do the inflation rate. Right, but complaining about it is saying like, yeah, life is trash. It doesn't matter what job you get, you'll never be able to pay. Because I see people talking about they can't live comfortably off of $80,000. I don't know how you is with your money, but living off of $80,000 for me, more than doable. Fuck it, you might be able to bring another person in if that's the case. But that's the complaining part. Yes, people struggle and yes, people go through life, but this shit right here is just complaining. Just living is so expensive. Just living is so expensive if all of your bills add up to damn near what you make. And then you have to factor in the debt. Yes, it's true. It's true to me. It's true. If you set your life up to where your decisions actually matter and you try your best to do your best, you wouldn't be sitting here complaining. And this video is not even to him. This is to everybody. Okay, but other than that, make sure y'all leave a like down below. Leave a comment down below. If you just subscribed, I love you. If you already subscribed, I love you already. But other than that, have a good evening, good day, good night, good morning, wherever y'all at. And I'll see y'all. Peace out.